What is up, guys? I'm Cosmo and you're watching the Kosmoto channel. Today is going to be a bit of a show and tell video because I kind of struck gold. Some people wouldn't consider this striking gold, especially if you're not into bikes or old bikes, but I definitely got a really good haul, and here's how it went down. So an ad came up a couple of days ago for Yamaha DT100 parts, and this guy just had all these parts laid out on his front lawn, and he was just asking people to give him offers. So I shot him an offer of 80 bucks, he accepted it, we set something up, I showed up, I looked at all the stuff, and kind of being a dick I guess, and offered him 60 bucks. But he told me that he gave me first dibs even though somebody offered him more money. So he was a really nice guy. I couldn't pass it up. I didn't want to screw him over. He obviously needed to make some money as well. And after I came home and saw what I actually got, which I don't think even he knew, I definitely consider this a win. So I'm going to sell some of this stuff. I'm going to keep some of this stuff. And I'm going to go through it right now so you guys can see what I got and see what I'm keeping, what I'm selling. Who knows, maybe you even need something, because these are pretty useful parts. So we're going to start, actually here, let me show you all of them first. This is most of the haul and the exhaust. The exhaust is actually really awesome. For one, big reason, and that the part number on it matches the part number on both of my 175 exhausts, meaning that even though it's potentially a 125 exhaust, it should fit onto a 175 just fine. And yeah, that's really good to know. Also kind of makes me think that the 175 exhaust is too restricted, because if it's used on the 125, then you know what I'm getting at. It could be beefier. But exhaust, I mean, for 80 bucks, you know, even just the exhaust and OEM exhaust is already a really good deal. Well, maybe not a great deal, but even with the silencer and all the rubbers and everything, you know, all that stuff, even 80 bucks for that, you know, if you were in a pinch and you needed an exhaust, 80 bucks is not a bad deal. So let's keep going. I got a clutch cable here. I got a odometer cable here. Sorry, RPM cable. RPM meter cable. Sure, let's go with that. I got a rear axle with, I mean, these adjusters right here cost like 20 bucks a piece on eBay, which is nuts. Like, it's, people want crazy money for this stuff. I think this is from just like an air filter. I don't know if this is for the DT, but I think it's just from a random air filter. This is a regulator, which is a 6 volt, so I can't really use it on my 12 volt setup, but I'll probably sell this because I'm sure somebody needs it. Perfectly good chain chain bracket. I guess what would you call it? It's a chain guard. There you go. That's the English word I'm looking for. No clue what this is, guys. Seriously, no clue. If you know what this is, let me know. I've never seen this anywhere on my DT. I feel like it just got thrown in there. This is the rear tail light assembly minus the tail light, which is pretty cool. It's got the rubber still and everything, you know, just needs to be cleaned up. Nothing too big. This is pretty cool because these are hard to come by. These are really expensive. Somebody will definitely want to buy this if I can't use it. But yeah, right here, man, like 50 bucks right there, easily. If not more, I'll have to check eBay prices. I haven't checked eBay prices yet. This right here was perfect because I don't have one on my red DT175. The bike never came with it. I never got one, and this is perfect because it's got the sensor. It's got you know, it's got the breather tube. I guess this should be hooked up to my oil pump. But anyway, I mean, it's all there. It's in really good condition. Also just needs to be cleaned up. And if I wanted to, I could run oil injection on my red 175 again. Well, I guess by again, I mean in its lifetime. For me, it would be the first time. Headlight, you know, always good, whatever. I don't really care that much about it, but still good to have. This is a carb boot that goes onto the intake. I don't think I actually got the intake block itself, but that's okay. So I'm probably going to sell this unless, you know, mine is in rough condition. I'll have to inspect. Horns are always great. Also don't know what this is. Some kind of baffle, but I'm not sure what it's for, and maybe you guys can help me with that as well. This is awesome too because the silver bike doesn't have one. I bought the silver bike. It came with a bunch of parts. They're mostly all there. I'm actually even talking to the previous owner, and he's helping me source some of the parts. You know, he's looking for them for me, and he found a couple. So I've still got to pick up the title and all that. So I'm gonna get all the parts for it at some point. But this is nice. This is nice because I can clean that up, paint it, and it'll be like brand new for the silver one. This is a stock CDI for 125/175, which is awesome because these go for like, you know, 70 bucks on eBay. I saw today. Ignition coil is always good as well to have a spare one. You never know. These guys, oh my goodness. So there are some blemishes. There are some blemishes on these. So this one is missing a little lens. Some of the wiring is, I guess all of the wiring is there, except for, yeah, so even the light is technically there, but the actual lens is missing. And I don't think it's inside there, so I'm not sure what happened there. But that's a pretty nice, man, tachometer. There we go, geez. This right here, speedometer odometer combo, is kind of mangled. I don't know what I'll do with this. I was thinking of actually just turning this into a paperweight. I'll try and sell it for parts because you really never know. People might just need this mechanism, right? But or people might need the lens and they can, you know, kind of fix up the cracks here and use it. I don't know, but I think it would be a cool little sculpture on my desk. And this guy's mint, like mint. There's no wiring, so there's no trying to record and need a third hand is what I'm trying to say. So there is no bulb that goes here for the overall lighting, and there are two bulbs that go here for the two lights here, which I don't have, and I don't have the wiring for that. But yeah, I mean, this thing is really clean. I have a photo of it on my Instagram. You guys should check it out and follow me on Instagram. And yeah, this one's really neat. I love the orange red line. Orange red line really makes it. Obviously right here we have a head and the cylinder, which I don't understand. I inspected them and they're in really good condition. Like, I don't see any gouges. I don't see any significant scratches. I might make some if I don't pay attention to what I'm doing. Come on. There we go. Sorry if the camera angle was all messed up there. I can't multitask right now. So it's a 125cc cylinder. It's not a 175cc. So I confirmed that. I was kind of hoping it would be a 175. That'd be pretty cool because I could do some really neat experimenting with that, some port jobs and whatnot. But you know, somebody could use this. I don't think it will fit on the DT100 cases. I had the idea. I was like, hey, maybe I can put a 125 top end on the 100. But I think I just need to keep that thing as simple as possible, you know. I don't need another project. It's already a project, so we'll get to that in this video. But anyway, cylinder and head combo, really good condition. I don't really see anything wrong with it unless I haven't inspected it hard enough. I mean, all the studs are there. I even got these guys. You know, all these rubbers and everything. These rubbers must cost a fortune because, from experience, any rubber component like that is hard to find, and once you do find it, it's gonna be good money. One last thing that really surprised me. So I got this little box, right, with the whole $80 package, mind you, which says DT125 175 CDI on it. And here I am thinking it's just this old CDI, right? Because I remember seeing this thing and I was excited about it, but then I saw that box and I was like, well, maybe that's the box from this. But there was something in the box. And I opened the box, I'm saying box too much, and there was a brand new CDI in there. Brand new DZE, I've never heard of this company before until about a day ago, but it's an Argentinian company that apparently makes the CDI. It's brand new. I mean, it's worth like at least 70, 80 bucks. I don't even know how much. They don't have prices on their website, but it seems really legit. I don't know if I'm gonna try it on my bike because my bike seems, you know, like it works fine. I don't really need it. So I might just try selling this. We'll see. I'll put it up on eBay, see how much money I can get for it. Even if I can just sell this for 80 bucks or sell something else or two other items and make my 80 bucks back, this would have all been worth it. And I know I can because there are a lot of parts here that I know I would need or would want. So anyway, enough rambling about that. that's my haul, and obviously the exhaust. I already talked about that. I'm just excited about the exhaust, so I'm talking about it again. But oh yeah, I guess the fenders. I mean, not a huge deal, but you know they've got these, what do you call them, grommets here and stuff, and you know the dirt can be cleaned up. I think this bulge could probably be worked out with some heat. So it's not a bad fender. I'm wondering if it's painted or not though, because I really can't tell. It feels like the surface is like flaking, but it could just be the plastic cracking. I don't know. I'll have to read into it. This blue. Also because this blue fender is a different color, so maybe this blue fender was painted. I really don't know, but it's got the same. You know, it's a 2A6, so it's an original fender. But oh yeah, the problem with this fender is this one little eye that you used to mount it to the frame has been burnt off by the exhaust, I guess. So what I was thinking is mimicking the other side, 3D printing it, and basically trying to figure out a solid way to mount it to the rest of the fender, and trying to, guess, refurbish that fender. I don't know what I could use it on. I don't really have a blue DT, nor do I have other matching plastics for it, but you never know, right? It could be fun to just practice restoring a plastic part like that with 3D printing. It's getting hard to talk because I'm talking too much. I'm sorry for the talking video, but I hope you guys are enjoying all these cool parts that I got. I also have been thinking about resurrecting my moped. So this right here is a 1977 Motorbicane 51V. It's a Euro model. This is the exhaust that goes on it. A pretty beefy exhaust. Well, it's not the exhaust that it came with, but it's the exhaust that I put on it. I'll put a clip here of the bike revving up and shredding its reeds at like, I don't know how many thousand RPM. It's definitely a fun little bike, and I want to get it back on the road. I've been wanting to ride street again, and I don't really want to pay a crazy amount of money for insurance just to ride like 3 months a year, whereas moped insurance is really cheap. So, and I really did have fun with this thing when I rode it around town. It's obviously not good for any sort of long trip, but if you're scooting around town, it's perfect, or I guess rather mopeding around town, it's perfect. It does need some work though. So, like I said, it shredded its reeds. It shredded the whole reed intake setup that I customized onto it. It was my fault. I didn't really do a good job. But we'll get into that more in the video about the moped, because this isn't really a video about the moped. But I did order parts for it as well. I got an intake, a Polini, official Polini PHBG intake. That was my carb that mounts up to this carb, letting me run it with, come on, it's too wrapped up, there we go, with this engine, which I case matched and hit my knee on the frame of my bike. Ow. Ah! 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 Which I case matched, intake matched, and I don't remember what else I did to it, but I did a bunch of stuff to it, and it's basically a custom kit. Not a custom kit, it's a off-the-shelf kit that I needed to customize my cases for. I'll get more into that when I actually film about this bike, because there's a lot more information than that, and I don't want to just babble for no reason, and you guys don't actually understand what's going on. DT100. So, the DT100, basically, I need to figure out what's going on with my swing arm. If you guys don't know, if you didn't watch my video, I got the swing arm bolt out, but I noticed that that hole right there is oval, and that shouldn't be oval. That tells me that even if I replace my bushings, bearings, axle, whatever, it's still going to have play in it, right? Because it's now oval, it's just going to be moving laterally like this, and that's not fun when you're on the trails. You can't really feel the bike out, it's all over the place, the rear end is just wobbly. You know how it goes. So what I'm going to do about that is take out the bolt, the swing arm bolt from the RT100 and test fit it on the DT100 frame. I'm going to see if there's deformation further in the swing arm axle tube, and if there isn't, then what I'm going to do is cut this nub off, cut the nub off on the other end, and basically have my buddy machine 2 new stubs and weld them on for me. not trying to sound like I'm gonna enslave him and make him do this for me, but he did offer. So that's kind of the game plan for that. If we do have to cut the whole tube out, it's gonna be a bit of a pain, simply because it's welded into this tube right here. It's a lot of cutting. It's a lot of cutting, basically, and I don't want to do a lot of cutting. That's basically it, guys. That's the update on my bikes right now. The DT175, my original DT175, still needs a bit of a fork seal replacement, and by a bit I mean a lot. For whatever reason, in the warmer temperatures, the clutch and the shifting is working a lot better. And since I have clean oil in it, I was thinking of taking it for a couple of rides before I crack the side of the engine open again and drain the oil and check for any clutch issues. So right now it's okay. It doesn't seem to be giving me any issues, so I think I'll just do the fork seal replacement and just ride. But yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm trying to juggle a lot of things. I'm trying to sell parts. I'm trying to get rid of stuff. I'm trying to crack out projects. Getting a little more serious. I know, like, riding season's here, but I do have a bike that I can ride, so it's not like last summer where I was only working on projects. The only thing stopping me from riding right now is transportation for my bike and getting it to the trails. But that's getting mitigated this Saturday, at least a part of it. I'm not getting a truck, so how do you call it? Monkeys out of the bottle? I don't know, probably the wrong saying. But monkeys out of the bottle. I'm not going to get a truck. I decided it's just not financially sound right now. The truck that I want costs too much, and the truck that I can get, they're basically all junk. Anyway, I'm not getting a truck. I'm going to get a hitch. I'm getting a hitch installed on Saturday. And then I'm going to get a trailer, and I'm going to trailer my bike to the trails after work every single day until the thing freaking falls apart. And that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.